So today I'm feeling a lot less crappy than I felt the other day. Sunday I was an absolute wreck and basically got KO'd partway into that workout. But today I have much more energy, still a little bit congested, but nothing that's going to compromise this training session today. Time to get under the bar and make some weights clang and bang. And I'll tell you, I miss it because Sunday was a sad training day.
So I got under the bar on the incline bench, ran a top end set of 250 for a set of 5, starting to become pretty respectable on the top end sets, but they are moving a little bit slow, to be expected as I'm still a little bit under the weather. Went from there into 4 back off sets, 5 reps per set respectively with 225 pounds. Getting a lot of volume in with 2 plates on each side of the bar on the incline bench feels pretty darn good. Then I went into the thick handled supinated pulldowns, 95 pounds for 5 sets at 20. My forearms were absolutely destroyed after all of that volume. I could barely squeeze my hands together. Went from there into a superset of push-ups where I did just 10 reps regardless, and then immediately went from those 10 reps into a dumbbell chest press. Now, this was deceptively hard. I didn't realize that I would get absolutely destroyed by this combination. So what was interesting is the reason I did this is because when it comes to dumbbell chest press work, even the 90s are starting to get a little bit, I won't say easy, but very manageable, to the point where, I often have to stay in the 15 to 20 rep range with the 90s, or at least the 12 to 15, depending on where I place that in the workout. So I decided I would do a mini pre-fatigue with just 10 push-ups, and I literally went from 15 reps for the 80s on set 1 down to 8 and 8 respectively on set 2 and 3. So you can see how intense that combination was for me. As soon as that was complete, I went into a dumbbell tricep rollback. I managed to clear actually all 4 sets with 15 reps, and I was pretty surprised because I was rolling with the 45s on these. So the triceps are definitely getting pretty strong. This is a challenging exercise for me to increase over time simply because it is a significant jump, going from the 45s to 50s and 50s to 55s respectively. So I'm curious if maybe I should get some adjustable dumbbells just for exercises like this, where I can actually manage them with the small fractionals, but not entirely sure. We'll figure it out. Burned out the triceps with some banded overhead extensions, 2 sets of 25 to 30 reps. It was actually timed for 30 seconds, but either way, that's where the rep range happened to land. So pretty solid pump in the back of the arms. Felt good to wrap that upper body workout up, especially after that poor performance on Sunday, and we're back in the game. Because it was New Year's Day and nobody wanted to come into the gym, I decided to do my training on Wednesday of this week instead, get it out of the way just because I could. Ran the top end volume, 275 for a set of 6 on the SSB, and then 3 sets of 6 with 260 pounds respectively. Felt good, felt solid, reps felt like quality all the way through. Then I went into stiff leg deadlifts with 185 pounds for sets of 20, and now this actually surprised me because I didn't know I had the grip strength to hold on to this weight for 20 reps for 3 sets across. It's quite a bit of volume. I definitely felt it in my forearms by the end, but I didn't have an issue maintaining my grip. Also, I was surprised that my hamstrings and lower back could handle 185 for those amount of reps without putting the barbell on the ground. So, I mean, I was genuinely impressed with those sets. Now, as soon as that was complete, I went into strict glute ham raises with 1 pound for sets of 5 across, and they absolutely trashed my hamstrings and lower back. My lower back was tight by the end of these sets. But the worst part was, I don't know why I decided this was a good idea to put in some extra volume work for the hamstrings, but I went right into 3 sets of 30 reps on the banded hamstring curls. High rep, pretty quick sets, just to burn out the back of the legs. And burn out the back of the legs I did because this was absolutely horrific. There was nothing fun about these whatsoever. Disgusting is the word I would use to describe these sets.
My hamstrings are dead. Oh my. I cannot find a comfortable position Walking doesn't feel good. Sitting doesn't feel good. Laying down, to be quite honest, doesn't feel all that good either.
Started off with a top end single, an ugly single of 303 by 1 rep. That almost didn't count. Then I went into 4 singles with 272.5 pounds on the neutral grip angled Swiss bar. Getting strong. Then I went into some Pendlay Rows, 190 pounds for 4 sets of 6, building that explosive power off the ground, carries over well to the deadlifts. And then 3 sets of 15 rack pulls with 225 pounds. I'm working out on Friday simply because I have an appointment out of town on Saturday, so I got to make sure that I don't miss my workout. I got to get that rep work in. My grip absolutely died on this high rep rack pull work, as well as my traps. Went from there into the earthquake bar, close grip hand positioning, 114 pounds now for 4 sets of 15, chipping away at those progressions. Still keeping the rep range high, but adding a little bit of weight each week, getting a lot more comfortable with the bar. It's still weebly, it's still wobbly, but I'm kind of figuring out my groove when it comes to positioning and how the bar is going to feel as fatigue sets in. Still got a wicked pump in the back of the arms, then transitioned into a little bit of direct bicep work. As you know, it's rare, but I do incorporate it usually once a week for 2 sets. Got the close grip easy bar curl going with 70 pounds for 2 sets of 15 respectively. And I would just like to point out the fact that I'm actually starting to develop a decent set of arms now, which is surprising because aesthetics are not really my goal. Performance is my primary concern, but it's nice to know that I kind of look like I lift. We'll take it.
Just checking in from the office. It's actually late on a Sunday, 2:45 in the afternoon. Just finished off at the garage gym this morning, and I'm about to get under the bar now. It's a weird time of day, so we'll see how training goes. But it is Sunday, so we do have squats and we do have deadlifts. And I am caffeinated. Let's get it.
Quick little ramp up single at 385 for 1, and then we took 437.5 pounds for a spin, and it was cringy, but we got it. We'll accept the excuse that it was later in the afternoon. And here we go with 517 pounds. A little bit of rounding of the back, a lot of bit of rounding of the back, but relatively clean pull, no hitching. We'll take it, 517 pounds. That is a new 1 rep max, and those are some stellar freaking dance moves.
Now that is what I'm talking about, a 517-pound top-end pull for a single. Obviously some form breakdown because my body has never lifted that much weight ever. Therefore, some form is going to break down because the body's kind of like Bambi on ice, and it's like, what the hell are we doing right now with this much weight on us? So overall, I'm kind of pleased actually, because other than some back rounding and craning the neck at the final few bits of the pull, the lift itself was actually quite smooth. There was no stickiness whatsoever. It went straight from the floor right to lockout, and that's really what I'm looking for. So calculating out right now to about 530, which makes sense based off of how efficient that pull was. So we'll get back to the high rep work. We're gonna take a little bit of a week off after that single. Still gonna train hard, but we're not gonna do any heavy lifting per se. And then we'll get right back to it.